Hey guys, how you doing? We're on the fifth episode of Right Now Nuggets. For all of you who are regular viewers, I consider you my friend, so it's really good to see you again. And for those who are maybe watching this for the very first time, you've not seen any right now, anything, learner videos or the Nuggets videos, well, welcome. It's good to have you here and hope you're going to become a part of the family. So please go through the channel's library and just explore all the videos, the Right Now learner videos and the Right Now Nuggets videos. Okay, so on Right Now, the learner videos, we've been talking about screenplay, writing a screenplay and different screenwriting software. Just want to say my own, there's so many really good ones. I mean, Final Draft is it's quite popular. I don't want to say the most popular, but it's like more of the industry accepted standard one. All over the world, it's used everywhere. Everyone knows Final Draft. But my favorite is Fading. I prefer Fading. I don't know why, but there's something about that particular software. It's really sleek and smooth to use, so I'll recommend it to anyone. And no, this is not a paid advert for Fading. Just saying, it's my favorite. You checked out. It's really nice. Okay, so for today on this Right Now Nuggets video, it's something happened recently, so I got this opportunity to, just the privilege to talk to, help out, maybe I don't want to say teach, but I guess that's what it is, maybe mentor in a way, a few writers, and we're talking about story plotting, and it just reminded me of, and different ways you can plot your story, 3 ways and the 5-step method, especially the phrase tags, using phrase tags pyramid. So it reminded me of the first time I used or I understood what phrase tags pyramid was. Anyway, there was this job. I got contacted for this job by a producer. He got a few of us writers together. We're 4 writers. Yes, we're 4 writers together. We're lodged in a hotel, big budget stuff. It's a feature film. So I remember before then, I should say, I've been hearing about this phrase tag pyramid a lot. Phrase tag method this, phrase tag method that, but for some reason, I never bothered to even just find out what this phrase tag pyramid method was about in story plotting. I don't know why. I just had this method that worked for me, breaking the story down, beginning, middle, and end, and it was fine. And I've been hearing about it, but I didn't try to find out what it was about. Anyway, so we got on this project. There was a head writer, there were 2 other, let's say, intermediate, like writers with a little more experience, and there was 1 newbie writer. And I wasn't a newbie writer this time around. Yay! For those who, if you wonder why I said that, those who have been watching the Nuggets video probably understand why. I was not a newbie writer this time around. So if you have not seen any of the Nuggets videos, go check out past episodes. Anyway, moving on. So we had done the first meet and greet, getting to know you, everything. And then by the second day where we were going to officially start work, I vibed well with the head writer. And then I think I was very happy, the head writer, the person that's in charge of the writers, we had kind of become good friends and everything. So I remember when at the beginning was telling everyone, introduce yourself, okay, let's talk about the work process, workflow, everything. And then it was, he asked the question that, okay, I'm going to use the phrase tags pyramid method for story plotting, I prefer that method. And everybody was saying yes. And me, I was like, oh yeah, okay. I knew I had no idea what phrase tags pyramid method was. And because, I don't know why, for some reason, because I was his friend on that job, he looked at me and said, oh, okay, so Ronke, can you just, because the newbie writer was like, I don't know what phrase tags pyramid method was. The rest of us were nodding. And he looked at me, okay, Ronke, just quickly tell her what it is and just move on. And then I said, oh, okay. So he was looking at me, I was looking at him, and I was like, so I started, because of course I didn't want to be like I don't know anything, so I started talking. I said, okay, so you see phrase tags pyramid is you take the story, you break it down. It's a way to break down the story. It's really, really, really good. You just break it down and I guess everybody, the head writer and the other writer are looking at me like, what is going on? I kept fumbling, trying to, when you take the method, you use that method in your story, it makes the story come out more. The story will be very, very, you see that the story, I was just saying nonsense. I just kept trying to fumble through it, just trying to see if I could stylize it, and it wasn't working. At some point, the head writer just said, "Okay, and can you just try and from step to step, just to make it easy for her to understand what's going on." And I was like, "Oh yeah. Okay, so you see the Freytag pyramid, it's a pyramid. The way it is structured, you see the other writer, the second person, not the head writer, was just like, okay, let me just try and so I will move on." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But I was so ashamed of myself. I couldn't look at the head writer. I could feel him glaring at me from across the table. I couldn't look at me. I couldn't look at him. I couldn't look at anybody else. I was just doodling on my notepad, just trying to the ground could open and swallow me. It would have. Then after explaining it, but anyway, I was listening partially, so I could listen. At this point, at least I was trying to understand what using Freytag's pyramid is, and not pretend. I know people usually say things like "fake it till you make it." I don't know if I completely agree with that, because sometimes what you fake doesn't make you; it just makes you look stupid. So I don't think that faking it till you make it thing works in every situation. I mean, when it comes to something that has to do with your career, your profession, when it comes to something you have to learn, there is no faking it till you make it. I mean, you could be thinking, I could just wave through it. I don't know. You could find yourself. Imagine if you're in a more public place, in front of so many people, and you're there trying to fake it till you make it. Really, who are you? Who are you lying to? You're making yourself look. You're setting yourself up for serious failure. And imagine if you had this big opportunity, you had this one chance, this really popular song, you only get one shot. Imagine if you had that one shot to go stand in front of people and do something, and that was supposed to be the breakthrough you've been working towards, you've been praying about and everything, and then you go there with your fake it till you make it mentality. So anyway, what I learned from that experience is, in some situations, in every situation, in anything that has to do with your work, your passion, what you need to learn it. What you need to study it. Questions you need to ask questions. I always say ask questions. If you don't know, don't pretend that you don't know. I mean, if you don't know something, you could ask me. And if I don't know, we'll look for someone who knows. We're both learning. Learning is a continuous process. Knowledge doesn't stop at a particular point in your career or in your life. You're like, okay, I have all the knowledge and now I'm good. No, you keep learning. You don't grow up from learning or grow old. Like, I've learned to a point, I've learned it all. It doesn't make sense. Let's keep talking in the comments, or you can send an email to rightnowscribes@gmail.com. Talk soon.